Okay, so we're back with more Elder Scrolls Online. There's the book here, The Chronicles of King Kurog, Book 5. By Zephyrin Frey, Chronicle of Wayrest. Let's talk about the wives of King Kurog of Wrothgar. He began collecting wives shortly after he returned to Wrothgar and defeated Balzgar to become chief of his clan. His first selections were purely political, taking wives to shore up his alliances with other clans. It was about this time that I became aware of Kurog's mother, Olga. He had mentioned her a few times in conversations we had over the years, but she never seemed to be a major influence in his life. At least, she wasn't prominent in his life as a mercenary. Now that Kurog was chief of his clan, his mother had stepped in to fill a need he never knew he had. She took the title of Grand Forge Mother and immediately set out to negotiate marriages for her son. For those of you who are not intimately familiar with orc traditions, you must understand that the only male in a clan allowed to take wives is the chief. What? He functions sort of like the primary male in a pride alliance, lording over all until someone younger and stronger comes along to take his crown, just as Kurog did with Balzgar. The chief's wives become the highest ranking people in Stronghold, taking charge of important clan functions while the chief supervises everything from a distance. The only activity the chief personally takes charge of is war, whether leading raids or attacking or actually taking his clan into battle against a hated enemy. The most influential and powerful of the chief's wives is the Hunt Wife, and this was the first marriage that Olga worked to secure. Rumors abound that more than a dozen young hopefuls were vying for the position, but Olga and Kurog had a specific goal in mind. In the end, a powerful daughter from the Chateau clan, famed hunters of the Wrothgar Highlands, was selected to solidify the alliance between the clans. Noragar pledged her loyalty, taking her place as Kurog's Hunt Wife. When it came time to find Kurog a forge wife to oversee blacksmithing and mining for the clan, Olga looked no further than the framed weapon and armor smiths of the Morkul clan. The obvious choice was the Morkul chief's eldest daughter, an orc maiden named Ashika. But Olga was more interested in the younger Tuga, who had traveled abroad for 2 years to study the blacksmiths of Western Skyrim. Her experiences, modern attitudes, and obvious intelligence won her the position of forge wife for Kurog and his clan. If there was a requirement other than bringing another powerful clan under Kurog's banner, the role of Hearthwife demanded not only a brilliant household administrator, but a talent for cooking that went beyond the usual skills of a mountain bear hash slinger. Kurog, as I've mentioned in previous volumes of this chronicle, relished food with a passion. Between fighting and eating, I'd be hard-pressed to determine which activity Kurog enjoyed more. Be that as it may, it would take years to find someone of orcish grace and exceptional talent to fill this marital role. A great competition was eventually staged while Kurog was off aiding King Emmerich at the end of Rance's War. While Kurog was away, at least according to my sources, Forge Mother Algar invited the most eligible orc maidens from the most powerful clans not yet allied with Kurog to compete for the title of Hearthwife. She made them engage in a culinary battle that was as violent and bloody as any skirmish Kurog himself had ever undertaken. The women had to track, kill, and clean their own ingredients. They had to fight each other to secure spices from distant lands, and then they had to present their finished meals before time ran out. Olga and Kurog's first wife, Noraga and Tuga, would judge the worth of each contestant's offering. Barzal of Clan Murtog won the day. As much for her physical strength, it is said she killed a mountain bear with her bare hands, as her deft use of delicate spices. Kurog has many and varied lesser wives, most of who I have no real knowledge of, as they work behind the scenes and rarely made their presence known. Two, however, are always at Kurog's side. These are his protectors, the Shield Wives. Two powerful fighters currently fill those roles in Kurog's household, the warrior sisters Oshgotha and Razbella. The sisters are as loyal to each other as they are to the king, ready to lay down their lives to defend him should the need arise. Even Orga and Tuga remain on best behavior when the Shield Wives are present. Note, though each marriage secured Kurog a certain degree of cooperation from various clans, I should point out that since King Kurog took the title of king, some of the clan chiefs who joined with Kurog by virtue of his marriage to their daughters have had a change of heart. While these chiefs won't openly oppose Kurog due to the marriage alliance, they have yet to publicly accept him as king of the orcs. This, as you can probably guess, makes Kurog extremely unhappy. Understandable. Okay. Wait a minute. Chief Ramash.
Ah, outsider. I confess I had my doubts, but my forge wife tells me you were as good as your word. Thank you for helping restore order to the Greystone Quarry.
King Kurog requests your presence at the Great Moot. Will you attend?
Oh, very well. You performed a vital service for my clan. The least I can do is go and listen to whatever fancy words Kurog wants to shout at us this time. I'll see you in Orsinium, outsider.
Okay, now we need to go back and recruit that last chief, who was very elusive. Which is right here. Help a daughter of Morkul return the clan to former glories. So the last time we were here, we could not find whoever it was we were supposed to be helping. Oh, here it is, the Hand of Morkul. Travel to Morkul Descent. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that had to hurt. Right. What? Okay, so this is a bit confusing. Let's go to skills. Daedric Prey should be right there. That's where I'm used to having that. And then we'll have Conjured Word right there. Yeah, the only thing I would do over again is possibly switch out Hurricane and go back to Lightning. Or maybe just get rid of Hurricane altogether. Let's take a look here at skills. Maybe we can just get rid of this altogether and replace it with Bound Aegis so that we're not losing A429. Yeah, and absorbs 9042 damage. We'll see, we'll see. Oh, well, we have quite a long ways to go. Dual wield has been increased to a meager, what do you call it? Didn't you already tell us that dual wield had been increased to 7? Okay, so we need to find, we might have to abandon heavy armor and go to, let's see. Yeah. A bunch of ogres in here. Morkul Bone Hewer. I love a challenge. So. Oh boy. Okay, now that we're doing this, the challenge is magical recovery.
Who are you? It doesn't matter, the Hand of Morkul is mine. Once I find it, which is harder than I thought. That's why you're here, isn't it?
Actually, your mother sent me to find you.
She... what? Why?
She's worried about your attempt to embarrass the king.
My what? Does she even listen to me? She never listens. Honor of the clan, I say. You'll find someone soon, she says. All right. She sent you here to help? Good. Help me find Morkul.
What is Morkul?
The long-lost home of Morkul clan. The old poems say it was buried in ice and stone-marked thrice. See the statues? Morkul's stonework and very old. Morkul has to be nearby, but well, maybe you can find the way in.
Who do these statues represent?
The old poems of Morkul's founding mention a heroic trio who rebuffed Winter's grasp and found haven beneath. Maybe they saved the clan from a tunnel collapse. Oh, there's some writing at the base of the statues. Couldn't make sense of it.
Okay, are you certain the statues are key?
Buried in ice and stone-marked thrice. The statues must reveal the way inside. I think there's an order to lighting the braziers, but I can't get it to work.
Buried in ice and stone marked thrice. What am I looking at here? There's a light in there. Okay, this means let's try our luck. Okay, that's not the order. That's the wrong order. Yeah, I'm examining the statues, but I don't really see any clues regarding buried in ice. Wrothgar of the hunt. Keen were her eyes, even as the doom closed in. She drew her companions near and led the way to glory. Wrothgar of the hunt led the way into Morkul. Okay. Bathing the caverns in light, steadfastly he stood between them, his words of warmth and courage never far from ear. Standing in defiance, death would not find his friends, but would break against his mighty shield, ever at their backs. Okay. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, that's what that's telling me. Until we're wrong. Okay, there we go.
The wall shifted! Sealed away, but hidden in plain sight.
Oracle's journal. I've been alone for so long. Alone, yet never alone, for I knew she guides me in silken dreams. The elf nearly ruined us all, or perhaps the folly was Skull's. His hubris grew in recent years. He convinced himself he was the spider's champion. We need the old blood, he would say. The blood of El Nofi. He sought it with fervor. He found our undoing. Skull brought the mage here, alive and unbroken. He was a golden elf, tall and brown, proud and striking. I could see lust in his amber eyes, not for me, likely not for any mortal flesh, but for something greater. Skull gave him the drink we often used before. He planned to chain the elf to keep him alive as long as possible, a vessel of that most valuable blood. We argued this was not the song I heard, nor the path I was to walk along Mephalah's threads, but Skull convinced me I could not see the intricacies of her web, and so I trusted. The mage did not succumb, and his fury was great. Skull burned to ash before I cried out. Not even the Bloodshword guardians gave the elf pause as he smote his way to the forge. He struck down boars and took the hammer in his hands. He produced a small fork from his robes, then tapped it against the hammer. Morkul bucked and shuddered. The walls cried out in protest. My clan died around me, blood pouring from their ears and eyes. The elf's laughter drowned out their screams, but above it all, I heard the song. I approached the elf from behind, no fear in my heart. I felt nothing but the faith as I gripped his silken hair and plunged his golden face into the forge flames. Silence. So much silence. I still hear her in silken dreams. Her whispers tell me how to calm the forge, to make it slumber, to keep it hidden. My time here ends, and soon I will join her atop the spiral sky. Someday, another will hear her song, even if they do not realize what drives them. On that day, the forge will breathe again, and the feast for the glory of the silver spider. It is time. I shall give myself to her children, so they may feast and nest. My husks shall be a vessel for their offspring, a nurturing cocoon. I shall live on, peering out from endless eyes, and so shall I know her glory. Okay, there is a dangerous spider here.
The hand of Morkul is held in something called the... I think it said Heart Forge? Also, endless breath and untold rage lets purest heart release the hand. Poets.
What does that mean?
We need to rekindle the forge. Endless breath has to mean bellows, and untold rage is... a furnace? Strange way to say it. I'm missing something. Can you look around for a bellows and some kind of blast furnace?
Alright, what should I do if I find them?
Morkul clan prefers simple solutions that last. Look for switches or some kind of mechanism. We'll see what happens when you set things in motion. Oh, and stay alert. My ancestors wouldn't leave this place completely unguarded.
Okay, activate the blast furnace and activate the bellows. And look at this, a woodworking station out of nowhere. Okay, I guess there is no way to get there without being burnt to a crisp. Except over there. Here's a gargoyle. Okay, now next we need to go back there. Really? Come on. All of you? This looks like a lore book. No, it's just lighting. Let's do it. Okay, return to Ashoka. Well, before we do that, let's take a break. And we'll be right back with more Elder Scrolls Online.